Hello and welcome. Today I'd like to talk about budget integrated amplifiers. What integrated amps would you choose or would you consider to buy if you had about 350 USD to spend? I have picked two integrated amps that are available new right now, not out of stock or back ordered or out of production, and in stock with most online retailers. In this video, I'm talking about the Yamaha AS301. Sells for 350 USD. Comes in with built-in moving magnet phonostage and a DAC. So in this video, guys, I'm going to break this down into going through these specifications and features. Also, there's going to be a section for sound quality. So if you want to jump straight to the sound quality, please go down to the timeline and click on the sound quality section of this video. Okay, so speaking about the specifications here, rated at 60 watts per channel, at 8 ohms, and at pretty low THDs of 0.019. It is also capable of dynamic power outputs of 140 and 150 watts at 4 and 2 ohm loads. Very good connectivity, 6 analog inputs, 2 digital, 1 coax and 1 optical, and it has a subwoofer out as well. There is a DC out for powering add-on accessories like Yamaha might supply, perhaps a Bluetooth module, etc. 2 speaker terminals A and B. Related to this, at the back of the unit is an impedance switch. Caution on the label says, do not toggle while the amp is powered on. Always do so when the amp is powered off. I did not mess with this switch because I used only one set of speakers at a time, and the speakers I used had impedance of 6 ohms or above. If you must play with this switch, please do so with caution. The manual has a simple table for when to use the high and low position of the switch. Also in the back is a power standby disable switch. I left this on. This powers down the unit if no signal is seen for about 8 hours. Okay, now going to the features of the amp. Features of the amp that Yamaha touts are essentially related to the construction, design circuitry, and the effects of that on stereo sound quality. The top ART stands for Total Purity Audio Production Technology. The top ART Yamaha refers to is about circuitry that features input to output with a direct symmetrical layout for left and right channels. And ART stands for anti-resonant and tough. Chassis. A base bar on the bottom provides the necessary stiffness or rigidity, and the front panel is aluminum plate for the anti-resonance. And that provides the foundation for minimum interference during signal processing and therefore maximizing fidelity for amps at this price range. This amp also features a pure direct switch for bypassing tone control, balance, and loudness. Speaking of loudness control, this unit has the superb variable loudness that Yamaha is well known for. Separate from the normal volume knob, this controls the balance of the low and high frequencies, sort of like an equalization, providing full tonal range at any volume level by compensating for the natural loss in our human hearing at softer volume levels. In my sound quality part of the review, I will touch upon how well this variable loudness works and even on how well the tone controls work. Other features that Yamaha touts about is full range power, full bandwidth power transformer with premium parts like beefy capacitors, single point grounding, internal aluminum, heat sinks are some of the other mentions of the internals. Okay, how does this unit sound? I use the built-in phonostage a lot. With affordable Audio-Technica moving magnet cards like the VM95 and the AT440 MLA. I also used the coax and the optical inputs for streaming music via Qobuz and my network attached storage where I store FLAC files ripped from my CD collection. I use the Blue Note streamer for this purpose. Speakers used with this amp were the B&W 606 S2 and the Van der Steen 2CI floor standards. Both easy to drive with nominal impedances greater than 6 ohms. The reason for selecting speakers or using speakers like the B&W 606 S2, which is in a higher price bracket than this amp, is that I wanted to ensure that the amps I'm reviewing or recommending would provide you long-term satisfaction even when you're ready for, say, upgrading your speakers that are at a much higher price range. Another thing about the speaker, the B&W, is that it's known for being ruthlessly honest in the high frequency range, and any nasties in the high frequency from the amp's reproduction of the source signal will be laid bare. Okay, now coming back to the sound quality of this amp, the qualities that this amp possesses are good bass, warmth in the mids, and decent soundstage and detailed reproduction as well. Okay, first let's talk about LPs. This LP is Santana's self-titled album. First track is called Waiting. Song begins with bass guitar, conga drums, and the bass drum and the cymbals. The organ and the guitar is layered later on in the track. This amp shows that it can boogie on this track. Solid bass, wide soundstage, very good details. The only thing that slightly bothered me was that the cymbal attacks at the end of the track sounded a bit edgy and thin. I turned off the Pure Direct and used the treble knob to turn down the treble a bit, and that took the edge off, and it sounded quite good. The nice thing is that with the tone controls engaged, soundstage and coherence was unaffected. The balance of the rest of the spectrum was unaffected. This is usually not the case with budget amps, and I'm really happy that the guys at Yamaha executed tone controls so well here. The effect is very usable of tone controls. It's subtle and yet unobtrusive. Last track on this album is called Soul Sacrifice. This track starts again with conga drums, and after a few seconds the kick drum hits, and it hits deep. And then the organ and the guitar come on as well. This track is awesome, and it sounds awesome with the right amount of warmth and verve on this amp. That goes to show this can preserve the pace and timing of the signal, and it produces it quite well. LP number 2 is iRobot by Alan Parsons Project. First track is the track iRobot. It starts off with swirling harmonic content on keyboard, and beautiful English chorale floats in between the speakers. This chorale gives you goosebumps. It sounds so good. The kick drums start with solid bass punch. The vocal effect is absolutely spooky, like I said. The second track is I Wouldn't Want to Be Like You. Again, solid licks from the bass guitar, light taps in the cymbal, and as the song gets going, the cymbal taps now become crashes. Here again, the cymbal crashes started to sound a bit whitish, splashy, and a bit thin, with a little bit of edge as well. Again, I disengaged Pure Direct mode and I used the treble knob down. I turned down the treble a bit, and that took off the edge. Will this edginess still persist on digital as well? So this is where I switched to Qobuz via streamer using the built-in DAC. Sounded much better with Pure Direct engaged. I did not need to engage the tone controls and adjust them. Was not splashy sounding at all. Really smooth and detailed. I ended up listening to the entire album digitally. The track Breakdown is also full-bodied and well-balanced. Great bass with very good detail. Again, the pace and rhythm and timing were very well preserved, making this a really groovy track to listen to. Okay, now switching to digital albums altogether. Herbie Hancock Trio with Ron Carter and Tony Williams. First track is called Stablemates, and it sounds big and weighty and detailed, especially with the bass digging in deep and very impactfully so. Yet the mids and the highs had a pleasant warmth to them. Piano notes were coming at you fast, but again, I'm mentioning the pace and timing and rhythm is well preserved and well timed. Also, mid-song there's a small but tight drum solo. This amp can really boogie and deliver the bass. Another digital album here is Herbie Hancock's River, the Joni letters. Going to the song itself is called River. It begins with the deep bass. Piano is sweet sounding, and the tenor sax also comes in with the perfect amount of warmth and hue. And then there's cymbal brushes and snare brushes as well. Also, Corinne Bailey Ray's voice sounds beautiful. Good track to show off full frequency of tonal richness of sound reproduction. Low level listenings at night. Here's where I tried the variable loudness knob, and I liked it very much. It is designed very well. It boosts your low frequency just the right amount to compensate for your inability, our humans' inability to pick up low frequency at softer, lower listening levels. And it does so again without messing around with tonal balance or coherence. It's done very, very well. Okay, now to conclusions. I really like this amp for all its features and its build quality. The standout virtue of this amp is bass. But the bass isn't uneven or heavy-handed and to tilt the spectrum in one way. It is bold, full, and really well balanced. The mids are sweet sounding as well, with the right amount of air on female vocals, using the built-in moving magnet. Like I mentioned earlier, I found treble slightly edgy on certain tracks, but engaging tone controls really took care of it without affecting soundstage or resolution. Tone controls here, again, I have to mention, are done really, really well at this price range. Usually you have tone controls that actually mess with the coherence, the soundstage, and the tonal richness of the reproduction. Not so. This is done really well. Using the DAC too, I was very happy with the sound in pure direct mode without having to toggle or change tone controls. Very nicely implemented DAC. So in my next video, I will be doing a review of the Cambridge AX35 integrated amp very soon, and I'm eager to let you know how this amp compares to the Cambridge Audio. I really hope you found this video useful if you're thinking about budget amps, integrated amps in this price range. Thanks for watching, guys. Please watch my other videos in the budget playlist that you will see in the last 30 seconds or so of the end screen of this video. Please like and subscribe and share. Thanks again. See you soon with more videos and integrated amps.